Roy T. Bennett once said, "When you do the right thing, you get the feeling of peace and serenity associated with it. Do it again and again." We often find ourselves later in life with many regrets, and I have said so regrets. I have caused so much pain and destruction in my adult life. I thought I had released its burdens off my shoulders years ago, but I have not. I need to find peace, and the only way to find it is through acceptance and apologies. Sincere, honest, and heartfelt. I will not name persons by name, but I will do my best to account my actions and ask the universe for acceptance for the persons I have harmed emotionally or physically. This video is for the few. This video is for me, so please bear with me. This is Finding Peace, Acceptance, and Apology here on Family Vibes 5. Years and years, I dealt with physical abuse, emotional abuse, all which has scarred me in my adult life. The things that happened to me when I was younger, some of you can associate or have dealt with this kind of pain. When I was younger, I never really thought all that much about the abuse, the physical and the emotional. Hell, if you think about even the spiritual. I didn't even think about it in my teenage years. But there's moments in life that can cause a cascade of emotions, a cascade of regrets, a cascade of darkness, so to speak. That for me was my grandmother's death. Up until then, I was a fairly decent person. I loved life. I cared about everybody. I cared about the people I love. But after that, I lost my way. It was like a trigger in my head kind of went off, and the voices started, and the darkness overtook me. And I became very spiteful. I became very depressed. How I was very angry. For all the years that I suffered through the physical and the emotional, I kept burying it farther and farther down. I didn't allow it to overcome me. I didn't let my anger out as much, although my brother and sister would disagree with that. But I was an even-tempered teenage kid. The world was at my feet. My journey was just starting. But something happened in my 20s. I let all this anger, all this depression, all this angst, all the hate just keep welling up inside of me, and just kept coming and getting larger and heavier. And after a while, I seen red. I was happy for the most part. I found love. We got pregnant. And soon after, obviously, we had a child. Things were fine for a while. And then I just regressed back into doing my own thing. Like, I wasn't paying enough attention to my relationship, let alone my child at that time. My anger was coming out in spurts. My anger was being released on the two people that actually loved me and that actually cared for me. And I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And before you knew it, I was in jail. Because I let some stupid voice, some stupid cinematic like video run through my head that, holy shit, everything is falling apart. We have to rebel. We have to get back a sort of calm to our life. But in reality, that didn't happen. Because in reality, all I did was throw emotional abuse and throw emotional abuse and physically just really stupid. When I think somebody is contradicting what I'm saying, when somebody I think is pushing me the wrong way, I'm like a snake in the corner. I come right at you. I don't care because I don't see it. I don't see what's happening until after it happens. So I don't even know what's going on. And then afterwards, I have to ask for acceptance or I have to ask for forgiveness because of something I did when I blacked out. Not an excuse. It's never an excuse to say that you blacked out and emotionally or physically harmed somebody. It's never an excuse. But in my mind, I thought, hey, I'm doing the right thing here. In my mind, I thought I was doing no wrong. But I was. I hurt two amazing people. Hell, I hurt three, and I hurt so many from the cascade that happened afterwards. It took years to actually give or actually get forgiveness for what I did. And then that keeps steam rolling. I found myself. I became a little bit more happy. But yet that trigger was in the back of my mind still. That switch that goes off in your head when you think everything is falling apart and you think you're correct. But in all honesty, you're not. So years went by. My relationship ended. I didn't see my daughter for a little while. And then I got in a new relationship. Everything was fine. I knew this person for years, a decade before we started dating even. It wasn't good enough, I guess. I wasn't good enough. But that's not an excuse for the things I did. She felt maybe trapped in a relationship after a while, and she wanted out. I don't blame her. I don't blame anyone for leaving me throughout the years, especially if I emotionally abused them or physically. True relationships. Same semblance and same ending. Because of me, and I'm trapped so far in my head that I don't care about anything else besides me. Number one, numero uno, the most important thing at that time I thought was me. It was never, ever about me. I know that now, but I didn't know that then. And I really wish some of you guys would actually understand this and not make a joke or not laugh. Just, I'm telling you the truth here. I physically harm people because of my ignorance and my inability to see reality for what it is. True relationships. The third one was probably the most substantially dark one. I got married not even a year into the relationship. We got pregnant with our first. I was so emotionally drained and so spiteful toward everything. I made it seem like everything was good, but it wasn't. Behind closed doors, it was just emotional abuse after. And then I even I regret everything I've done or I did to her over the years that we were together haunts me still, because even though she said she has forgiven me, the abuse took its toll, really, to be honest with you. Now, you can say that I had nothing to do with that, or she can say that I've been forgiven, but I don't forgive myself, to be honest with you. Because that is not actions of a man, let alone a father, to emotionally and physically abuse anybody. A woman, a child, anything. Now, don't get me wrong, I never physically harmed my kids. That's one thing I learned when I was young. That physical abuse on children was absolutely 100% unequivocally wrong. Hell, I even knew physically abusing and emotionally abusing a woman was wrong, because I was raised better than that. I was shown the way to treat women and children. And a lot of it was because of how the way I was mistreated or my siblings were mistreated when we were younger. You learn and adapt your situation. You learn and adapt your upbringing to make your children's life better than yours was. But I wasn't doing that because I didn't really freaking care at that point. Remember, it was all about me. Me, numero uno. I was like fourth and fifth in line here, and I thought I was number one, cutting to the front of the Starbucks line, taking somebody else's coffee, so to speak. It's just wrong. I need to find peace through acceptance and apology here. I need to let those I hurt know I am sincerely and 100% sorry. It'll never, ever come close to healing the idiotic things I did to you while we were together and thereafter. All I can do now is keep moving forward and hope to God one day that I will be forgiven for all the stupid things I did when I was younger. Before I found myself, before I found a semblance of the person who I am today, I've grown up. Well, for the most part, I've grown up, and I'm still learning. Therapy is really helping me understand that no matter how much you have destroyed in your past, you still have so many splendors yet to come. No matter how much you destroyed somebody emotionally, there's always a way to bring them back. Ask for forgiveness. Hope for an apology. But don't put all your eggs in one basket, because not all the time you're going to get forgiveness. So you have to let it go. You can't let it wear you down. You can't let it bring you down. You can't let it keep you back. I need to keep learning this. I need to keep understanding that what I do in any sense can cause harm and destruction to somebody else. I need to fully understand that I create chaos, but I can also create a semblance of peace. It's really hard for me as a boy right now, to be honest with you. I'm not a man because of the stuff I've done to women, the way I've treated women, the way I've treated my kids over the years, the way I've treated my family, the way I've treated friends, the way I've treated myself, the way I've treated the world. I'm not a man. Men don't hurt. Men should always be the protectors of their children, of their loved ones, and hell of themselves. Numero uno, remember that. You're never number one, ever, especially when you have children. They always come first. Relationships come and go, marriages come and fail. But the one thing you should always, always understand here is children make things better. And if you can't realize that and you don't care, I feel bad for you. How can you not love your children? How can you not embrace the good things that they brought to your life? Hell, like I've said, they saved me from myself. They saved me from bleeding more and more and more. They saved me from popping more pills to try to take the coward's way out. If I can be forgiven and given acceptance through how I treat my children, through how I show love to them every day, that should be good enough for me. I feel sometimes that no matter how much I've changed, no matter how much I learned or keep learning, I'm always, always halfway down a hill, trying to make it to the top, trying to plant my flag and say, here I am. I'm better than I was. So many of us regret and let these burdens hold us down over the years. If we keep allowing everything that we have done bad in the past to tear us down, to bring us down, to keep us here, that's just not the way we should be doing it. We, you, me, have overcome so many obstacles in our lives. You can be a teenager and you can overcome anything. You've overcome high school. You've overcome adolescence. You've overcome abuse yourself. And you're finally telling your story. You can be an adult and you can overcome a really, really horrible succession of jobs, failures, marriages, losing your home, your car, your job, anything. But as soon as you get on your feet and you are able to take just one step forward, you've overcame everything that has held you back before. Just the one step forward shows you have changed and you have overcome everything that has held you down over the years. Take pride in that. Accept what your journey has been giving you. Accept what life has given you. Accept what this brand new day, even though it's raining outside, has given you. You're still here. You're taking a breath. You're holding your loved one's hand. You're telling them that you love them. You're showing your former self that you're still here and kicking because you keep fighting to keep yourself here. You could have gave up a long time ago. I know I have tried many times, but I'm still here. And that means I still have a mission here, that I still have a directive, that I need to find not just inner peace, not just acceptance, but I need to also know that I've been giving this day for a reason. We are here for a reason. They say God only takes who he needs at that time, which means you are needed here. If you physically abuse somebody, emotionally abuse them, scarred them in any way, write them a letter, even if you don't send it. even if it's just for you. It's a way of lifting your burden off your shoulder. Sometimes a phone call just to somebody you haven't talked to in a long time to tell them that you still care, that you're here for them, that you've never left. If you can show unwavering support for those who surround you and have supported you through some dark times, it just makes life better. I was hoping this video was going to be more of finding peace through acceptance and apology. I honestly think I've gotten that a long time ago. Because why would I be here if I didn't? I would have been taken years ago when I tried to kill myself. But I'm letting myself think and overanalyze the situations of my past to keep holding me down because I feel safe in the darkness, more so than the light. I'm wrong. You're wrong. We're all wrong. Don't let everything keep weighing you down. There's no such thing as perfection. There's no such thing as a perfect person. We've all been through shit. We've all been through hate. We've all been through darkness and the muck that life throws at us every day, but we keep clawing forward. We are here. We are living life more so than some of us who have given up already because they do not see that life is beautiful. I wish I would have had that mentality before when I've cut myself, when I took all those pills, when I tried to kill myself. I wish I had just the semblance of knowing that life is beautiful, that life is wonderful, that life has so much to give you. Just get out of the inside of your head for one day. You will see it for what it truly is. I wish I had answers. I wish I had more, but I don't. I'm just a 38-year-old man that has forgotten probably more than he currently knows. But what I know for certain here is if you can find peace with what you've been through, your life will be surrounded by light and not the darkness. We all have issues, depression, PTSD, anxiety, you name it. But we cannot ever let that control us. I'm not one to pop pills or to have instant gratification of my depression, anxiety, or PTSD. No, I forget to take them half the time. What I'm learning here through therapy, through life, through reading, through companionships and friendships, that no matter what you've been through, there's always somebody that's been through worse. We have to learn how to open up a dialogue with people that brings them to the light and not keep pushing them back farther and farther into the muck of the darkness. There's so many of us here on the interwebs, on the internet, on YouTube, on communities across the board, and all we do is antagonize and make people feel worse about themselves because of some stupid reason we got stuck in our head. Just because we've been told over and over and over again that we're not good enough, that we don't deserve anything in life. We don't need to take that kind of stuff out on somebody else because we feel powerful that way, because we feel weak when people are telling us we're not good enough. Why do we do that? Why do we keep doing that? Find your inner peace. Don't bring your darkness to somebody else. Uplift. Don't drag down. We can be better. I can be better. But it takes one moment of clarity. One moment of knowing that life is precious and is a gift. To fully understand our actions, hateful, loving, or otherwise, has consequences. Using hate against those who have always been oppressed or held down or back makes things worse. Depression in itself is a beast that many of us will never overcome in our lifetime. Because people always think they need to get in the last word or they need to be hateful to make themselves feel better. Why can't we change the tide? Why can't we, as a people, uplift people? Tell them they matter. They're here for a reason. Don't tell them they're ugly, they're fat, they're missing teeth. Look, missing teeth. Don't tell them they're horrible parents. Don't tell them they're a horrible human being. Don't bring them down because you feel bad about yourself or you're not happy with yourself because people have done this to you. Don't you see the issues that are wrong here? You hate yourself because other people hate you or use hateful language towards you. So what do you do with that? Instead of uplifting others, so maybe in the end they can help you through your darkness, you just use hate. How are you supposed to find peace with your past if you always use hate as your language? Think of that. Think on that. Find peace, acceptance, apology. Find yourself before you destroy everything around you as you destroy yourself. I know I've rambled on. I haven't made sense. But I really hope in the end you know the message here. We all must uplift. We all must let go. The universe has forgiven us, and that's why we're here today. Write a letter to those people that you've wronged, even if you don't send it like I said. But it helps lift the burdens off your chest. And really, not all of us have a long time here on Earth, on this level of existence. So why are we allowing hate and the darkness control every moment of it? Be free, be love, be compassion, be kindness, and honestly be the joy you want to see in this world. And everything and anything can happen.